you know about overview about Right to Dream, so now you have to know about us, the guys that we get, chosen to go to Right to Dream. But first of all, I just want to say a big thank you for having us here, and the three of us. It's a real privilege to come from where we come from to be in front of you guys today. It's a dream come true for us. So I hope you like our stories. My name is Opoku. I'm the oldest here, so it's up for me to go first. That's the tradition. I'm a rookie at Columbus Crew, and I was drafted earlier from University of Virginia in Charlottesville. Yeah. Hey. So far, it's going pretty well. I'm getting game time with the first team, and we are going to make the playoffs. I'm also already started studying to finish my college degree, which is great, because it's important for me to get my college degree and finish school whilst playing pro. I've been very privileged over the past 6 years while I've been in the US. The MLS, a great college, and an amazing boarding school that I went to, and I have an amazing host family who support me in all the decisions that I make, which is the great ones. It's easy to live this life, almost in isolation to the reality. And actually, I've shared my story only once whilst I've been in the US, not even to my family. I kept it a secret, an untold story, not because I was pretending to be someone else or I was ashamed of my story, but it was because I didn't want people to feel pity for me. I didn't want people to treat me differently because of my story and how I grew up. So I ask you today, if you can find inspiration out of my story, that's great, but don't feel pity for me. I grew up in a very, very poor community in Ghana. There was a busy dirt street running through the village where all the kids would come out and play soccer. That's all we knew. No one had a soccer ball or shoes. And the ground was hard and rocky. There was no grass. We tied together a grocery bag to make a soccer ball, and we played it until it couldn't be played anymore. One day, someone from the local mining company showed up holding a soccer ball and shoes. We thought, what is this? He gave us this, and this transformed our lives. It was like a kid getting his preferred Christmas presents. The community formed around grandparents, parents, siblings will form and watch people play the beautiful game. I grew up in many ways without any parents. My father disowned me when I was born. He said, I was too weak to be a son of his. Sorry. I was too young to know this firsthand because he passed away when I was 5 years old. But I remember being told over and over and over again by family relatives. This hurt me, like it is hurting me now. I'm the youngest from 8 siblings from my mother. She lived extremely poor and constantly to survive. I never went to school before Right to Dream because there was no money to send me to one. I just played football. I remember the day that the local coach came to see us play on the field. He said, I was 6 years old. He said, I wanted to go and see your mom with you. As a kid, I was curious. I was just concerned. What did I do? What happened? That day, it had been rain. And when we get back to my house, it had been destroyed in the rain. And there was nothing left in the area for me to sleep. A few of my things lying around in the mud. It was a miracle that the coach was coming to offer me something different. I was completely hopeless without it. But I moved into a better place much better place. But for you to understand properly, it wasn't even easy. We had a roof over on top of our heads, which was like a big improvement. But I was one out of the 15 boys who were going to live in just one room with them. If you got there first, you have a little piece of mat to sleep on. But if you don't, then you find yourself on the floor to sleep on. So you see, everyone is going to get early night sleep because you want to sleep on the mattress or the mat. Life at home was different. No school, no rules, no discipline, and definitely no guidance. 4 years later, Right to Dream came along. An opportunity did not come in my town often. This was very rare. Everyone was there. And out of the 600 kids, Coach Joe, who was the head of recruitment at Right to Dream, said he was going to pick 16. Oh, God, 616? Then he decided he was going to pick 8 out of the 16, and then to 4, and then to 1. And I'm standing in front of you guys today. He said, he took me to see my mother. And without hesitation, do you know what my mom said? Just to ask for permission, she said, no. You don't need to ask me for permission. Take him. And as a 10-year-old boy, you sit there and you question your mother's commitment. How? Why? But I now realize she had no chance, you know? It was her sacrifice and her poverty to bear. I did not like Right to Dream when I first arrived. I just wanted to run away, just to get out of the rules and the structured life they had there, because I wasn't used to it. I had never been to school before. I remember my first day in English class when I was asked to tell a story. I couldn't write in English. I could barely speak it. I wrote 2 sentences of my best attempt of the story. It was about when Rooney scoring a goal, and when Rooney actually played for DC United, and I played against him. So it's crazy. The only thing that I heard was when I wrote the word goal, I spelled it G-O-O-O-O until I hit the end of the book. Because on TV, that's the only time I heard that word. My friends laughed just like you guys. And I thought, oh my God, I did a great job. Wow. But then 4 years later, I found out that they were laughing just because it was just so wrong. My life at Right to Dream was different to others. Most kids get to go home during holidays. I couldn't. It would just have taken me to the wrong way. Drugs, guns, trouble. And my mom she didn't have the money to feed me if I had gone home. I only went home once when I was at Right to Dream. That was at the age of 13. My coach, the one who had taken me when I was 6, told me I shouldn't go back. He took me away, locked me up. The only time he let me out was when I was going to training. One morning, I said to him, I'm going down to the stream to fetch water and wash my clothes. I put all my clothes in a basket. I ran away. I ran about 10 miles to my auntie's house. I was taken away quickly. One day, Right to Dream sent people to come and get me. And right when they get there, my coach sent me back and said, go away. I don't want you to talk to them. So, after running away from my community, I did not look back. I did not return home until I had gone to the US when I was 17 years old. That was the first time I went back home to see my family. So, I made it to the US though. The boy that was too weak to be his father's son made it to the US. And standing in front of you guys today. remember the day that my host family took me to the apartment in New York on the 39th floor in the Upper East Side, living in one room with 15 other boys to the Upper East Side on the 39th floor. That's an American dream, right? It was a night. I looked across the city skyline, and I burst into tears, just the tears of joy. I wish that every kid from my community could have seen this. In a community where there's barely lights at night, they wouldn't have believed what I was seeing. But I would like to share a story with you today, a video. It is Francis. We are like brothers. We speak now every day. But at the academy, we had a very, very, very strange relationship. We knew we were cut from the same cloth. We completely respected each other, though. But I found it hard to speak to him. Do you know what I mean? When someone is too close, there's almost too much emotional risk in opening up. We were there together the first day of Right to Dream, and we were both in the MLS draft together. Here's a video of Francis. When I watched that video for the first time, it was like watching my own story. I was born just like him in a house. There was no father. We both came through a lot. And now, we're both rookies in the MLS. I'm at Columbus Crew, and I'm loving it. Something pretty special happened to me during my debut. In the closing minute of an intense game, a fight broke out against Orlando City. Many would have looked at the fight and expected me, the Ghanaian boy, to jump in it, because all my life I've been fighting. But when I looked at it, I thought, this isn't right. This is not why we're here. So I did what first came to my mind. I started balancing the soccer ball on top of my head to just entertain the crowd. And now this caught on, and it went viral. I went on Twitter, and it's just going crazy. A Be Happy challenge. I've taken the hashtag Be Happy into a movement to try and help others. I have a website, and we even sell T-shirts. And any money I raised, I match to help a project in Ghana. One of the other Right to Dream graduates, Fifi, who also played at Columbus Crew, started his own academy, and after he finished college and playing pro, he helped kids from tough background, just like Right to Dream does. Since my first year in college, I've been doing summer coaching jobs to raise money and send over to Ghana. And I support 6 kids. And through Be Happy and Fifi Foundation, I now support kids from the orphanage he's next to. I look at the orphans and think of my own childhood. Anything I can do to give them a moment of happiness will make a huge difference. So please, buy my T-shirts. All of us here speaking today went to the Maybrook School. And next is Adela, the first girl in Right to Dream and a role model to many, many girls in Ghana. So please, welcome Adela, and thank you for having me.